Yeah, just watch Jayden Daniels get hurt. Looked like he broke his elbow, fractured his arm. Listen, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so all I know is that the emotion of watching him in the game with 7 minutes left in the game, down 38-7, and my first thought is, why is he still in the game? Like, the Seattle Seahawks had the game won. I understand, you want to play to the end, but with the injuries that he's already had this year and the injuries he had last year, why is he in the game? It doesn't make sense. And oh boy, this is why I wanted them to hold him out till after the bye week. Just let him get fully healthy and attack the back half of the season as close to 100% as possible. No, you can't say a knee and a hamstring leads to an elbow injury like that. It was a freak accident, freak play. But I can't help but feel for Jayden Daniels, man. I can't help but feel for Washington Commanders fans. Just demoralizing blow, man. And now it looks like he's going to be out for the year. That's a tough pill to swallow, man. That is tough. You can see it on the face of all the guys on the field. They knew it wasn't great. And they got to see their leader go down like that. So, man, praying for Jayden Daniels, praying for a healthy, full recovery, and praying for his teammates. So, emotions all over the place. Just hate to see this happen to the young man. All we want for him is a healthy career, a long career. He's the franchise quarterback that Washington has needed. So, say a prayer for Jayden Daniels before you go to sleep tonight, people.
All right, so you heard what RG3 had to say, and of course, former Washington quarterback. He played for the franchise, made a name for himself, being a Heisman drafted number 2 overall. A lot of similarities in terms of how him and Jayden Daniels' career started, right? Rookie of the year, drafted number 2 overall, both Heisman winners. And then it seems like it's unfortunately doing, kind of tracking as well in terms of the injuries. Now, RG3, his injury, with the knee in the playoffs, and, he's dealing with it towards the end of that season. I think it was, many viewed it as it wasn't taken care of in the right way. Washington during the time, right? You had a different coach, he had a different owner, different gentleman, different regime, right? Now you're in a new regime, and this happens to Jayden Daniels. He's been dealing with the injuries all year, hamstring, and then unfortunately this game, when the team is down, is the game is out of hand. The team is down 30 points, and then he, looks like right, like RG3 said, the official statement hasn't come out by the team, but it looks like he dislocated his elbow, maybe fractured his arm. Still have to wait on the official statement from the team, but it's just something. It just made matters worse, right? Team already getting dominated on offense, dominated on defense. Turn the ball over on special teams, and then your franchise QB goes down. The big question that everyone has is like, why was Jayden Daniels still in the game? Like, the game was out of hand. There was no way that the Commanders were coming back. Why was he in the game? Why was he in the game? Now, you can kind of look at it from both sides. On one hand, you keep him in the game, you want him to get, maybe gain some momentum, get in the rhythm. He's been missing the past. He hasn't been available for, a couple games this season. You just want to get him some confidence, right? And then on the other hand, it's like I just said, the game is out of hand. Why you want to protect your franchise guy, the most important player on your team? Why is he still in the game? Right? This isn't any other position. I know it's like, other starters win the game as well, but your quarterback, you want to protect your quarterback. You got to protect your quarterback, right? So those are the two sides that, people are arguing, or you can argue, I should say. And, it's just tough, man. Even a few weeks ago, Jayden Daniels' mom tweeted out about the whole RG3, people trying to compare him to RG3 in terms of the injuries and stuff like that, and stuff that nature with, the whole Washington franchise. Like I mentioned, all the similarities that him and RG3 have in terms of their career accolades. And, unfortunately, we get this tonight. So, but in the comments, let me know your thoughts on this situation, man. Do you think this was just a freak injury, right? It could have happened at any point in the game. Or do you think, man, he shouldn't have been in the game? Jayden Daniels, the coaching staff, what went into the decision making of keeping him in the game when the game was out of hand? Man, in the comments, let me know your thoughts.
On this memory here at Rocker Park. This thing, somebody needs a basket. We're gonna see when the ball go post. Snacks, tell me yesterday, HBC.
Man, once again, man, I appreciate you having me, man, and congrats, man, on the platform. And I say keep it going, keep doing your thing.